Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm a British person, enjoying life and the food here in Monterey, as well as, of course, the rest of Mexico too. Now, what am I going to look at today? Well, bread. I love bread. I'm a real breadivore, if that is such a term. And in Britain, we just love the stuff. It's part of our everyday life in whatever, especially sandwiches. And we will look at sandwiches later on. We also love toast. And that is the first challenge between the two breads, Bimbo's Linaza and their Artesano as well, which works best in each challenge. Yes, I do have a toaster, but I have a problem with it. Therefore, I'm having to toast the two breads on the pan. Oh, it's starting to. Oh, they're kind of browning. Well, okay. Ow, that's hot. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to turning things over in a pan. The average Mexican housewife can turn over bread and tortillas, obviously, with ease. Must be something about the genes, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, this is the first test. How do these breads stand up when being toasted? Let's find out. So, as I said, normally I would use the toaster, that great thing that is part of every British kitchen. You don't see many toasters here in Mexico, really. I don't know why. I don't know. How do people toast bread? I mean, I find it rather awkward having to toast my breads, the two that I'm looking at, in the pan over my hob. But anyway, hopefully the toaster will be back up and running again in due course. So here are the two breads, the Linaza and the Artesano. The Artesano, according to the label, it says masa madre, which means sourdough. But I wouldn't say that's a sourdough bread. It's just a normal, everyday white bread, just that little bit thicker with the Artesano. But I do really like the Linaza, and I'm going to try both of these. They're kind of toasted rather well, considering they've been in a pan. I don't have any butter. I couldn't get any. I don't know why. I thought I had a stick of butter in the fridge, but no, I don't. So we're going to have to just enjoy the toast as nature intended. So, here is the Linaza as a toast. It colours rather well, I think. It does look a very nice piece of toast. And I'm a very much of a toast fiend. It's lovely and crisp. It does toast rather well. And the linseeds, which is Linaza, do add to the flavour. It's a very nice taste. That's rather good as a piece of toast. Sadly, I don't have any butter and some jam, but yeah. Oh, that's nice toast. Very nice toast indeed. Nice softness inside, but nice crispiness on the outside. What a wonderful piece of toast. A little chewier, but I think that's down to it being a little more of a wholemeal kind of bread. So, on to toast number 2, the Artesano. So, on to the next, the Artesano. It's a good colour. That's a nice coloration as toast goes. Probably due to the sugars, because they do toast much better. Whereas the Linaza maybe is not as high on sugars, but it toasts well all the same. So let's have a bite of the Artesano toast. Well, it's a nice toast. It makes a very nice toast indeed. Very munchy. There's a nice crispness to the toast. The thing is this sweetness. A little too sweet. Yeah, there's this sweetness which you get. And it's not, on first crunch, it is a rather nice toast. But then you get this sweetness, and kind of chewiness. A little too chewy, maybe. But I really don't like the sweetness. No. It's not a pleasant taste afterwards. It starts off well. I think, oh, this is a good toast. And then you go, maybe you definitely need some butter and jam or marmalade to sort of hide this sweetness. But when you try the Linaza, it's far nicer. There isn't that sweetness. It's a much better toast. I do like this as toast. It is far and away better as toast, the Linaza, compared to the Artesano. So, when it comes to toast, Linaza wins. It's a much better toast, a little nuttier taste due to the Linaza seeds which are on the crust, and it is far nicer. If you're having Sunday breakfast, or you just want a bit of tea and toast, then I would go for the Linaza. Whereas the Artesano, the Ogaza And apparently the sourdough, really? Sourdough? It's more like just a white loaf, just that little bit thicker. But when it comes to toast, no, I would not really consider that as a good toasting bread. No, I'm enjoying the seeds in my mouth actually from the Linaza. But yeah, out of those, yeah, Linaza gets an 8, and the Artesano gets a 5. It's not that great. But how will these two compare when we go on to the cheese and tomato sandwich and that part that is important of a British breakfast, fried bread? So despite the 5 out of 10, it is a nice toast. It's just not as good as the Linaza. I think it's passable. It's okay. But yeah, the Linaza just beats it somehow. But there you go. Yeah, I'd have it as a bit of toast with my cup of tea on a lazy breakfast. But it wouldn't be my first choice. So, I think it's time we made a sandwich with these two breads. And the sandwich that we're going to make is something very British. Just a simple thing, cheese and tomato. So, here we are. We have the Linaza on this side and the Artesano on this side. And we're going to make a sandwich. People here in Monterey tend to use mayonnaise. British people use butter, and I don't have any butter, and I don't always like mayonnaise on a sandwich, so we're going to go for basic, because what we want to taste is the cheese and the tomato. We don't want to have mayonnaise as the main taste. And the cheese of choice is Lala's manchego, sliced manchego, which is okay. And of course we have these lovely Mexican tomatoes. But it's a reasonable cheese. It's a passable kind of cheese. But one thing I've noticed about the size of a slice of bread here is that really the slice of bread is the same size as the slice of cheese. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Whereas in Britain, a slice of bread is that much larger. Okay, let me assemble things. And there you are. A slice of cheese is the same size as the slice of bread. Or a slice of bread is the same size as the slice of cheese. So there you are. The simplicity which is a British sandwich. Just cheese and tomato. Maybe I'll put a little bit of black pepper. Maybe it doesn't really need salt due to the cheese, but there you go. There's no complexity to a British sandwich. Maybe the only complexity is to add another bit of tomato. But there you are. But as sandwiches, how will they compare? Which will taste better? Linaza or Artesano? We have yet to find out. And so, let's go ahead and try them, shall we? So, it's sandwich time. And to go with a sandwich, you definitely need a nice beer. And today's beer is Corona Extra. So, here are our two sandwiches. The Linaza with cheese and tomato, and the Artesano with cheese and tomato as well. How will they compare? Which will taste better? So, here is the Linaza. I must say the bread has a nice feel. It's not spongy. It's a nice softness because I actually bought this. What is it? Wednesday. So it's a couple of days old, but still, it's kind of nice and fresh. That's nice. Off the bat, it's nice because the bread is just a vehicle for what's inside, and you taste the tomato and the cheese as well. The bread is just there to hold things together. And I know Lala's sliced manchego is, as cheese goes. But when it comes to a basic sandwich, it works well. A nice sharpness to the cheese, which goes well with the sweetness of those lovely tomatoes that we have here in Mexico. Now, let's try this cheese and tomato sandwich with the Artesano. As you can see, it's much thicker bread. It has that nice softness that the Linaza has. But if I tell you that I actually bought this bread between 2 and 3 weeks ago, you may be shocked that there's not a single trace of staleness or even any little green specks of mold. Kind of worrying if a bread can last for 3 weeks, but I have had this before with the Bimbo 00, so 0 sugar and 0 fat, I think. And it lasted for, I think, 2 months or so, as you may see in one video from a way back. But really, that kind of tells you there are rather a lot of preservatives. Anyway, let's see how it goes as a sandwich, shall we? With the cheese and tomato. It is a good vehicle for the cheese and tomato. You do taste the two. But you also get this strange sweetness from this bread. It is too sweet. I don't know what it is, whether it's for the American market. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Americans love high amounts of sugar in their breads. That's not bread, that's cake. And this is more cake-like than bread-like, in my opinion. Yeah, I really do prefer the bread from the bread man who comes by, who you may hear during this video. But okay, but no, the bread just masks some of the flavor of the cheese. I mean, I can't taste the cheese in that. Little bits of the sweetness of the tomato. But I don't get the same flavors as I do in the Linaza. It's too cakey, if that's a word. No. Yet again, the Linaza wins. And again, I would say an 8 for Linaza as a sandwich, and 5, maybe less, 4.5 for the Artesano as a sandwich. It's not as nice. It's not a nice flavor. As a toast, it's maybe better, but for a sandwich, no. It just doesn't cut the mustard. That's if I had actually put any mustard on it. No. It's just, no. It's not a nice bread. Certainly in its raw form, out of the packet. Toast, yeah, maybe okay. Let's see how it performs in the third test as fried bread with a breakfast. Now, the third challenge for Linaza and Artesano bread is fried bread, that staple of an English breakfast. Now, if you are going to make good fried bread, you need not oil or butter, but the fat that comes from the bacon or the sausages as they are cooking. But I don't have sausages or bacon cooking, so I'm using manteca de puerco. Let's see how this works, shall we? Now, fried bread, or pan frito, as it's called in Spanish, may not be the healthiest of foods, but like with all things which are not quite so healthy, they are rather delicious. So, yeah, a couple of minutes each side to make them golden, and they are ready. So far, I'd say the Artesano is looking a better fried bread than the Linaza, to be honest. So, here we are. What are the fried breads like? Here's the Artesano, which looks rather good. There's a nice glossiness to it. Yeah. Whereas the Linaza kind of looks a little dry, although it does have that greasy feel. Yeah. I wonder which one makes the best fried bread. Yeah, there seems to be something missing from this fried bread. I think it's the eggs, sausage, bacon, black pudding, beans, and white pudding, really. So let's tuck in to the fried bread. There's a as with all bread, that's been fried. Always a bit on the feels like tough, but here's the Artesano. That's rather nice. The manteca really does make a nice fried bread. Why have I never tried it that way before? And you get that lovely oiliness coming out of the bread. Let's try the Linaza. Oh wow. Very different. Very dry. It lacks the same flavour. That surprised me. I thought Linaza would win all 3 rounds. But no. I think it's because it's a white bread that Artesano wins. And I think the sugars that you get, that there are in white bread, kind of give that flavour. Yeah, the Linaza is very dry. It just doesn't work as fried bread. That's what I've always thought all along. In Britain, fried bread, the best fried bread, is always made with a white sliced loaf. And Artesano just compounds that as being a white sliced loaf. So, in this round, Artesano wins. And I would say as a fried bread, that's definitely an 8. Sadly for Linaza, I would only give it a 4. Well, there you are. So, comparison between 2 of Bimbo's breads, Linaza and Artesano. Overall, I would say Linaza is a good bread for toast and, of course, for a sandwich. But when it comes to chatarra, like junk food, Artesano wins. I don't really think chatarra is really fair when describing fried bread, to be honest. But maybe for some it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Please like and subscribe from those buttons at the bottom of your screen, and leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please sign up and join the channel. Thanks very much. Bye for now. See you all very soon.